Paul Verhoeven's Starship Troopers is an iconic, yet often overlooked movie. On the surface, it looks like a campy, over-the-top action flick, and it is. But baked under a cheesy layer of schlockfest is layer upon layer of thought and intention.
Would you like to know more?
The movie is actually a satire. It is a propaganda film, modeled after World War II German films. In fact, there are scenes taken straight from German state media at the time.
Young people from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part too.
Paul Verhoeven made very specific choices regarding every aspect of the film, right from the blonde-haired, blue-eyed, chisel-jaw lead actor that would make a certain leader cream their pants, to romanticizing the military and training. Every aspect is crafted with care, and for a movie that came out in 1997, the CGI holds up exceptionally well. Outside of character names and bugs, Starship Troopers has little to do with the book by Robert Heinlein, so this video will only tackle the movie. There are many elements that the movie simply gets wrong about the book, but that doesn't change the fact that the movie is great on its own, just in a different way. If you want to know more, go read the book. It is well worth it. But that doesn't mean it's safe from being ripped to shreds. So let's skewer this bug and roast it.
Come on, you ape! You wanna live forever!
The film opens with state-run propaganda glorifying the Federation. Then we catch our first glimpse of the bug threat and Klendathu. Alright, if the bugs can hurl meteors across the Milky Way galaxy to hit Earth, I say they deserve to win. Based on the map here, it would take a couple billion years to hit us. That's pure dedication and patience. They should get a reward for that. We meet our protagonist Johnny, the king of Chads. With that jaw, I bet panties drop themselves.
Panties! Glorious panties!
It's no wonder he has ladies chasing him across the galaxy. Then we catch a glimpse of Carmen the Cocktease, Carl, the German youth approved by the leader, and Dizzy, who circles the perimeter like a raptor in search of a weakness. We learn Carl has psychic powers and can implant thoughts in a ferret, the creepiest of all pets.
Back, spawn of Satan!
The tease flirts at a football game and pisses off the walking chin, who then flips his way to the winning touchdown. Then Marble Jaw fights with his parents about going to Harvard. Who does that, honestly? No, son, you're going to Harvard and you're going to be successful, whether you like it or not. Aw, Dad, you're so unfair. Why won't you let me fight bugs on the front line? Ugh. We then learn the Perpetual Tease wants to be a pilot, so Rico chases after her and joins the infantry division. The Chad arrives at basic training where a 90-pound high school graduate tries to fight a hardened soldier turned drill instructor. You get one guess at who wins this fight. Then we learn a time-honored truth.
I don't understand. Who needs a knife in a nuke fight anyway? All you gotta do is push a button.
Why you need to know how to use a knife in a nuke fight.
The enemy cannot push a button if you disable his hand.
There's a progressive shower scene. I guess in the future there's no barriers. You get to hear everyone take a dump. King Chad gets ahead of himself and kills a moose. This leads to a vicious lashing, which promptly makes him quit. Call me crazy, but maybe quit before your back turns into minced meat. Well, the bug's billion-year plan comes to fruition and Buenos Aires is hit with a meteor. Good for them, honestly. Do you have any idea how difficult this would be to calculate? I have a hard enough time adding change, but the bugs manage astrophysics.
Man, do I sound like an idiot.
Many of the flaws can be explained by analyzing just a little bit deeper. Let's start with the glaring one, the asteroid. In the book, there are specific answers. The movie is far more vague and arguably very different. There are two main explanations which are far more sinister than they let on. First, there was a rogue asteroid spotted, and the Federation allowed it to strike Earth. They used it to justify an all-out war against the bugs. Second, the Federation changed the trajectory of an asteroid and allowed it to impact Earth. In both cases, this explains why the Roger Young was flying off course. Their original heading was meant to avoid it, until a bright-eyed woman thought she would impress her captain, putting them in front of the asteroid. The explanation in those Federation videos has been a red herring all along. It was all set up to help the Federation remain in power and give people a reason to hate something. Alright, back to Jaws, who rethinks his decision to leave because Buenos Aires is where his family lives. They accept him back into the Corps and he ships off, where he runs into Cocktease and Auntie Chad for the first time since joining and their breakup. What happens when Chad and Auntie Chad collide? Magic. After these Neanderthals beat their chest in a testosterone display of primal manliness, they fight. Afterwards, it's time for a cliched tattoo, then off to Clendathu, where they instantly forget all of their training and stand out in the open like a kid playing paintball for the first time. I mean, who needs cover when you can stand in the middle of the field obstructing everyone else's line of fire? Then there's this dude, who seems to think his camera acts like an invisibility cloak.
I've mastered the ability of standing so incredibly still that I've become invisible to the eye.
As you might expect, Clendathu is dismal failure. Alright, hold up for a second. What type of fire burns in space? When did the black void develop an atmosphere? Did the bugs discover the forgotten recipe for Greek fire? Rico is reintroduced to the teacher, now outfitted with a Nintendo Power Glove. That dude is going to destroy in Mario. They head out on their next mission behind RoboCop. Then the Chin finds out he was a bull rider in a previous life and kills Bugs good.
You killed Bugs good.
The Raptor finally finds a weakness in the electric fence and hooks up with Rico.
Clever girl.
Then the Roughnecks come across the outpost and find out everyone is dead, with some missing brains. Can the brain bug shrink like Ant-Man or something? Because it's way too big to limbo its way into the barracks for a snack. The movie should end with the Roughnecks discovering the brain bug stuck in the outpost. But it's a trap.
It's a trap!
Then we see RoboCop and the Raptor killed. Alright, did everyone skip Medic Day? There's no reason for either of them to die. The dropship has arrived, and with immediate medical attention, they would live. Strap a tourniquet on the sergeant, and for the love of God, don't pull the mandible out of Dizzy. Maybe Chad was too busy looking in the mirror in BASIC to remember. But I guess if that happened, it wouldn't complete the boy band's cover model transformation from wide-eyed schoolboy to hardened warrior.
Why are you always looking at yourself in the mirror? Why are you doing that? Tell me!
Carl's running military operation and gives Rico command. Is the infantry so low on soldiers they give command to a kid that has 2 missions under his belt? No wonder all these missions have such a low survivability rate. They are letting teens decide what to do.
Well, that's a good way to get killed.
Their next suggestion will be to defeat the bugs by eating Tide Pods.
What? No, ew. Gross.
Things go bad. Carmen and Auntie Chad escape in the world's worst escape pod.
You're right, Professor. This thing doesn't fly.
Don't sit in there, you idiot! That's dangerous!
When did walkie-talkies change? Now they function without anyone holding a button.
What are you gonna do?
Its only purpose is to set up the next dramatic scene, where Rico proclaims he knows that Carmen is still alive. Then it's on to the big finish. The brain bug emerges. This gross monstrosity is responsible for directing the other bugs. As a kid, this scene burrowed into my skull like its stinger. When the hero of the day, Rico, shows up with a handheld nuke, and then someone makes a cliched sacrifice, the infantry capture the brain bug. Alright, so we know it tells other bugs what to do, and is intelligent enough to direct attacks at Earth. Then why is it not calling every single bug in the area to its defense? The nuke was inside a mountain, and most of the fleet's ships in orbit were wiped out, so I don't expect the main bug to be extracted so easily. But hey, the infantry are heroes, so don't think too hard. It's an absurd ending, but it's also supposed to be that way. Remember, this is the propaganda. This is the glorification of war. It's the story of a young high school student going to fight for his species and becoming a hero. The propaganda movie the viewer is watching is even cut with state-run commercials. To break down every scene in a serious manner would be flawed. The viewer has to peel back the layers to understand the intention. Failing to do so misses the entire point of the film. But even if you do look at it on the surface, it is a fun popcorn flick. The subtlety of Starship Troopers is where its true genius lies. See, the entire film is meant to lure you into embracing the Federation. Then it ensnares you like a spider web, just where the predator wants its prey. Run, Dizzy, run! Once embraced, the viewer is meant to question how and why they are drawn in so easily. Why was the propaganda and misdirection so effective in persuading them to hate bugs or accept the militaristic state? The film bounces back and forth between cartoonish displays and hyper-realism. It simultaneously paints the perfect world and gives us a glimpse behind the curtain. This is what, I believe, allows Starship Troopers to work on multiple levels. It satisfies action lovers and lends itself to a deeper analysis for those that are interested.
Would you like to know more?
What I find so fascinating is the level of debate this film still elicits. There are varying opinions regarding every single aspect, and I expect this to continue long into the future. To continue the debate, leave a comment down below, subscribe, hit the like button, and share it on social media. It really helps my channel. And if you enjoy my content and would like to support what I do, check out my Subscribe Star link. Every little bit helps.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
If you don't, you'll become Yeti food. Now scram before I change my mind.